What is up, everybody? It's Travis from UFS University, bringing you another deck profile today on Barrett Bryant. This character is very cool, so let's get into it. So Barrett is a 6-hander with 28 vitality with the Death, Order, and Water symbol that says, first enhance, choose one attack in your opponent's card pool. If your attack was played as a reversal, discard it and play the top card of your deck face down into your card pool as a copy of the chosen card. And it gains a resource symbol of your choice, no check necessary. He also says, R once per turn, destroy one foundation. After a keyword ability is played, cancel its effects. So I'm playing the deck under order. We're going to start with our actions and our assets. I play 3 one-of assets. I play 1 Kali Yuga, 1 Kien, and 1 Hanaya. Kali Yuga is a 3-diff with a 2 mid-block, 6 check that has life, order, water. It also says E commit. If you have 6 or fewer foundations, add 1 safe or weapon attack from your card pool to your hand. R commit. After one of your foundations leaves your staging area or is committed due to your opponent's effect, they have to add 1 of their foundations from their staging area to their card pool. So it's a good offense piece to pick up our weapon attacks. It's a good defense piece. Just overall fantastic card. On to Kien. Kien is a 2-diff, 2 high block with Breaker 1 unique weapon with the All, Order, and Void symbol that says R. After you play a weapon attack, it gains stun 1, playable while committed. So basically, this gives all of our weapon reversals in this deck, which we play 12, stun 1. So basically it's just committal on my opponent's turn. And then we have Hanaya, which is a 3-diff, 2 mid-block, unique asset. After I play a weapon card, ready it, and R commit after an unblocked attack deals damage. Your opponent's cards get +1 difficulty and +1 to their block mods for the rest of this turn. So when I'm going in on them, if one of my attacks is not blocked, they get +1 difficulty and +1 to their block mod for the rest of the turn, which makes things harder to block. On defense, if I take an attack and it's unblocked, I can make their cards have +1 difficulty for the rest of the turn, which makes it harder for them to build and to attack me more. It also says when I play a weapon card, ready it, which all of my attacks are weapons, so if I block with an attack, it readies itself. And then our actions. I play 4 Demon Realm Awakenings. This is a 1-diff with a 1 mid-block action that has all Death, Order. E remove. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage for each of its keywords. Draw a card. If my opponent is at deadlock, I can add 1 copy of it from my discard pile to my hand. So it's a really good defensive on the enhance. It's also good offensively. Just overall fantastic. It also says R card pool remove. After you block with this card, draw 1 card. If the blocked attack was a throw attack, it deals no damage. So it's another piece of throw hate because this deck doesn't really want to take damage from throws just randomly being slung at you, so you'll see a bunch of throw hate. It also says dig for a reversal after I block with it, in case I don't have it, and I just draw it off the top. And it's -1 progressive difficulty for the rest of the turn. I play 2 Prepare to Fight. This is a 2-diff, 1 mid-block, Death, Order, Water action with Breaker 1 that says R card pool. After you block an attack with multiple, all of this card's multiples are discarded. R card pool. After you partial block with this card, the damage dealt by that attack is 0. It also says E remove. Both players add 1 card from their staging area to their card pool. So fantastic defensively, fantastic offensively. It's just very good card in this deck. On to Hyper Bomb, which is into our attacks. I play 2. It has Chaos, Death, Order. It's a 5-diff, 2 high block, 3 low for 5 with stun 2, and weapon. It says E, if this attack is blocked, I draw a card, or if it's not blocked, I draw a card, and E, commit 1 foundation. If your opponent has more vitality than you, you destroy one of their foundations that was committed by this card's stun effect. So it works really well with Kian, which is another instance of stun 1, and since the stun is on this card, you can blow up one of 3 things if they have more health than you, which is fantastic. It also says if they don't block it, I draw a card, so it's a really efficient poke. On to Deep Freeze. I play 3. It is a 5 diff, 2 low block with Order, Void, and Water. It's a 3 mid for 7 with Fury, Stun 2, Weapon. E, discard 1 momentum. Seal up to 3 of your opponent's foundations. This attack gets +1 to its stun rating. So basically, this card seals all of my problems, so like Sense of Morals, any other stun hate, problem foundations that I don't want to deal with when I'm trying to go in on them. It also adds to my seal count for Frosthammer, which we will get to right now. I play 3 Frosthammer. This is one of the main kill conditions of the deck. It is a 5 diff with Order, Void, and Water. 2 high block, 3 high for 5, stun 1 weapon. E, this attack gets +1 speed for each of your opponent's sealed foundations. And E, this attack gets +1 damage for each of your opponent's committed foundations. So after a Deep Freeze, if they're stunned out, because this deck likes to play a little bit of a grindy game, it gets more damage and speed, so this card can actually just one-shot people sometimes. It just does a lot for this deck. It's a very good wall breaker, combined with Deep Freeze. On to Calamitous Judgment. This is a 3 diff with Death, Order, and Water. 3 mid block, 3 mid for 3. Whole lot of 3s. It has Grow Multiple 1, Reversal Weapon. E, opponent's turn, your opponent loses 1 vitality for each card in your card pool. So basically, I play this as like my 4th card on their turn on like a 6, and then I burn them for 4. I can also play it as my 2nd card and burn them for 2. It's also just an efficient reversal to copy things with Barrett, which is basically what the deck wants to be doing, is playing a bunch of cheap reversals that don't have high committal costs. So you can really abuse his first enhance, because attacks are really insane in this game right now, so some of them that you copy can just win you the game if you actually resolve the ability. It also gains stun from Kian, so you can start stunning them on your turn as well if you decide to not use Barrett's first enhance. I play 4 Flail Strike. This card is a 4 diff with Death, Earth, and Order. 1 mid block, 2 high for 4 that says E, if this attack is not blocked, choose 1 card in your opponent's card pool, and it does not clear from their card pool for the rest of the turn. So basically, it just locks a card in their card pool if you actually choose to not use Barrett on Flail Strike. Onto Chainblade. It's a 3 diff with All Good in Order. 4 mid for 4 non-block with a 3 check that says E. If you have taken any damage this turn from your opponent, this attack gets +2 damage. So it is a 3 diff, 4 mid for 6 if you've like partial blocked, just taken damage from an attack, pretty much anything. Also gets stun. Yet again, another efficient reversal that we can abuse Barrett with. Onto my foundations. I play, I believe, 10 one-of foundations. 1 Symphony of the Deep is a 4 diff, 3 high block with All Good in Order that says form, remove, discard X cards, draw X cards. E, your attack, commit, seal 1 card in your opponent's card pool and 1 foundation in their staging area. So it's foundation control, it's stops things like Dark Chirito or things that are active while they're in their card pool that have good effects. 1 God of Thunder. God of Thunder is a 3-diff with a 3-high block with air, order, and water. That says E, destroy 1 foundation, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase, playable while committed. E, commit, your attack gets +2 damage. So it's damage pump, and it makes my attack turns more free. Also makes my defensive turns a little more free because obviously readying a foundation by blowing up a committed foundation is really strong defensively. It also synergizes very well with our next card, which is Refusing to Let Go, which is a 3-diff non-block with Earth, Good, and Order that says E, commit this attack's damage, return this attack's damage to printed, then this gets +2 or -2 damage. So, it's basically for the big one-shot U decks, so like decks that play Alurophobia to just like double its damage and try and one-shot you, decks that play Deep Freeze in this case, or Deep Freeze Frosthammer, just return the Frosthammer to printed damage and give it -2. Very good card. I play 1 Forge to Defeat Evil. It is a 2-diff with Earth, Life, and Order. 3 mid-block, 6 check, Foundation. E, once per turn, this attack gets -1 damage, and my next attack gets +2 damage. So basically, I can give my opponent's attack -1 damage, and then my reversal will get +2 damage, which is very good. It also says R flip after your opponent plays an ability that reduces your control check, commit 1 of their foundations. So, it could be relevant. Doesn't normally come up, though. I play 1 Bebop. It's a 2-diff non-block with All, Good, and Order. It says R, commit, discard 1 momentum. After your opponent plays an ability on an action card, cancel its effects. So it cancels Bang, cancels Revoke, cancels Out of Your League, all of those good actions. And then R, remove after your opponent plays an ability on the same card for the 3rd time or greater this turn, commit their character. So basically, for the spammy characters that abuse their abilities in order to do things, so like Cassie, Jackie, you just commit their character so they can't do those things anymore. I play 1 Nightmare Tears, which is a 2-diff with a 3 low block that has Death, Life, and Order. It has a static that says when you attempt to block with this foundation, you reduce the attack's speed to 0. So it basically, you're always blocking on a 3+ progressive difficulty. It also says E, your turn, flip, your opponent commits and freezes 1 of their foundations. So it's another card that commits stuff if we have it in our staging area instead of blocking with it, which we rarely ever do, admittedly. I play 1 for Mother Russia, which is a 2-diff, 3 high block with Earth, Order, and Void that says E, destroy. Return this attack speed to its printed speed, playable while committed. R, commit after your opponent after your opponent adds 1 or more cards to their hand due to a non-character effect, they add 1 card from their hand to their card pool face down. So basically, decks that want to draw a lot of cards, decks that get a lot of speed for no reason, you can just return, or you can make them add 1 of their cards to their card pool face down and then return it to printed speed, which is pretty cool. Play 1 Curious Magnetism, which is a 2-diff, 3 mid-block with All, Order, and Void that says E, opponent's attack, commit, switch this attack's printed speed, or switch this attack's current damage and speed. So basically, if it's really fast and it's not for a lot of damage, you could make it for a lot of damage and really slow, and vice versa. So, very good. I play 1 Last of His Kind, which is a 2-diff with a 2 low block with Evil, Life, and Order that says E, lose 2 vitality. This attack gets -4 damage, minimum 1, so good DR. Desperation enhance, your attack gets 2 damage, and Deadlock enhance, your attack gets +2 damage as well. So basically, when you're at Desperation and Deadlock, your attack is getting 4 damage. When you're at Desperation, it's getting 2 damage, and you can also just lose 2 Vitality to give your opponent's attack minus 4 damage. Play 1 Armor Expert, which is a 2-diff with a 2-low block with all good in order. That says E, players with more than 10 foundations must add 1 foundation to the top of their deck. That says R, commit, after you are dealt damage by an unblocked attack, draw 1 card. So basically it's good draw on defense, or like if they reversal you, you can draw on offense. It also stacks to confirm checks in late game when you're about to be in deadlock. I play 3 Tough as Bricks, which is a 2-diff with a 3 mid block that has Earth, Fire, and Order. That says R, commit, after you take 4 or more damage from an unblocked attack, commit 1 of your opponent's foundations. So it's target committal after your opponent does something to you, which is absolutely fantastic. I play 2 Cool and Focused, which is a 2-diff with a 2 mid block with Earth, Good, and Order that says when you attempt to block with this card, return your opponent's attack to its printed speed and zone. So basically it just makes things easier to block. It's a free block on multiple copies, which is really good because multiple copies have a printed speed of 0 and a printed zone of mid. It also says E, once per turn, both players discard the top card of their decks, which can be good if your opponent is like stacking an attack in an attempt to draw it. On to Student of the Grand Chronicle, which I play 4. It has all good in order. It's a 2-diff with a 3 mid block that says E, commit, your attack played as a reversal gets 1 speed, 1 damage, and stun 1. So basically, you get to stun them on your opponent's turn after you play a reversal. So like Chain Blade or the Grow reversal. It also says form destroy if your opponent has more than 10 foundations, commit 1 of their foundations, which can be good when your opponent is in deadlock and they have a bunch of foundation pieces that you want to commit. I also play 4 $500 sunglasses. This is a 2-diff with a 3 high block with Earth, Good, and Order. This says after you block with this card, that attack deals 1 damage. R, commit, after your opponent plays an enhance ability, they commit 1 of their foundations. So it's more committal on defense that makes them discouraged from keeping their turn up if they're trying to be aggressive with you. Even if they try and poke, it makes it easier for you to kill them because they're stunning cards. I play 4 Freezing City. This is a 2-diff with a 2 mid block with Order, Void, and Water that says E, your attack gets +1 damage, and E, seal this foundation, your opponent seals 1 of their ready phase-up foundations. So basically, this is just small damage pump that gets better in multiples, and it's another card that adds to your seal count for Frosthammer. I play 4 Ridding the World of Outsiders, which is a 2-diff with a 3 high block with Death, Order, and Water that says E, commit, your next attack this turn gets +2 speed and +2 damage, and E, flip, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage, playable while committed. So basically, it's good to pump your reversals and make them really big so your opponent actually has to answer them. It's also good with like your Frosthammers to make those big. I play 2 Secret History, which is a 2-diff with a 3 low block with Air, All, and Order that says E, your attack, remove, discard 1 momentum, commit your opponent's character. So on your turn, this commits your opponent's character. If they have a defensive ability, on their turn, when you reversal them, you can commit your opponent's character so they can't use it for the rest of the turn, which is really good. I play 4 Fei-Feis, which is a 1-diff with a 3 low block with All, Order, and Void. that says E flip, this attack gets -3 speed. So it's a huge minus speed so we can block things more easily, and reversal after that still. So like if their attack is really fast, -3 speed is pretty good. I play 3 Agent in Black, which is a 0 diff with a 3 mid block with Death, Order, and Water that says E flip, remove 1 face down card from your card pool. So very good with Barrett's first enhance, since he adds the top card of your deck to your card pool face down. Alright everybody, this was Travis from UFSU with my Barrett Bryant deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, check us out on YouTube, on Patreon, and on social media. Thank you, and goodbye.